We are live.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Gail Towers, and I'm with the Cook County Assessor's Office. I'm the outreach liaison with the Assessor's Office, and also I have my deputy Angelina here with me, and she's Director of Communications.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. If you are on your lunch break, I hope that you're scrolling through and you take some time to watch us. Gail is going to present today on property tax savings exemptions.
Yes, I'm going to go over property tax savings exemption workshop. So, if you have any questions while I am explaining the process, you could just drop them in the chat box and we'll answer them either while we going along or we could answer some at the end of the presentation. So I know that you might have some questions because if you joining us today, I know you probably have other things to do, but since you're joining us, you have a question, and I hope at the end of this presentation, you would have learned some things that you didn't know. Okay,
All right.
property tax savings exemption workshop.
Gail, we have about 10 viewers, so I'm going to go ahead and disappear. I will rejoin at the end to help facilitate questions, and I'll go ahead and
Okay,
bring up your presentation.
thank you, Angelina. Okay, the agenda for today is responsibility of the assessor's office, property tax exemption overview, applying for homeowners exemptions, mail from the assessor's office, contact information that you would need. You could get your pen and write this down, the contact information, or get your phone. We're going to show a QR code uh, somewhere through this presentation, and you could also take a picture of that. That would give you a lot of information. And we're going to have a Q&R questions and answer section at the end. Responsibilities of the assessor's office. The responsibilities of the assessor's office is to set fair and accurate values for 1.9 million parcels in Cook County. The value of these properties is not determined on an individual basis, but rather by a mass appraisal system. The mass appraisal system is a way to put fairness into the entire process. Administer property tax savings, exemptions that may contribute to lowering your property tax bill. Tax rates and levies are set by municipalities and local taxing bodies. So if you look at your tax bill, sometimes you'll see that it have uh, your libraries, your park districts in your area, and your schools. That rate and levies are set by municipalities and local taxing bodies. Okay, property tax saving exemptions. We have the homeowners exemption, senior exemption, veterans with disability exemption, returning veterans exemption, persons with disability exemptions, senior freeze exemption, home improvement exemption, and long-time occupants exemption. So that's a total of 8 exemptions that I would be explaining each one. Okay, homeowners exemption. Most homeowners are eligible for this exemption if they own and occupy their property as their principal place of residence. Once the exemption is applied, the assessor's office automatic renew it for each year. A homeowner's exemption provides property tax savings by reducing your equalized assessed value. And yes, this exemption, it rolls over every year. So, okay, the eligibility for the homeowner's exemption, okay? You must own or have a lease or contract which makes you responsible for the real estate taxes of a residential property. This is not commercial, residential only we're speaking of. And you must occupy the property as your principal place of residence as of January the 1st of 2021. This exemption will be prorated if you purchase a newly constructed home and it's not ready to be moved in by the first of the year. Well, you could go ahead and file your exemption for your new construction anytime, and they would prorate your discount according to the months that you live there. Okay, senior exemption. Most seniors, homeowners are eligible for this exemption if they are 65 years of age or older, born in 1956 or prior, and own and occupy their property as a principal place of residence. Once this exemption is applied, the assessor office automatically renew it each year. This is one. Also, the homeowners that I spoke previously about, the first one, is rolls over automatically. Once you apply, it rolls over each year. And also the senior exemption. You apply and it rolls over each year automatically. But you must apply for it because if you don't apply, it will not roll over automatically. So if you haven't applied for an exemption, you get nothing, that will roll over nothing. So you need to apply first time and it will roll over. And also, I think you should check your exemptions every year because sometimes if you add someone on your deed, like quit claim or take someone off, uh, refinance, sometimes we think that it's a new owner and it might drop off. So you need to check every year and make sure that your exemption, your homeowners or your senior exemption is in place. Okay, eligibility for the senior exemption. You must be born in 1956 or prior, either own the property or have a lease or contract, which makes you responsible for paying the taxes. And you must occupy as your principal place of residence. That means you can't have a summer house in Florida and you live here in Illinois and you get both. You can have to make a choice. You can either get it in Florida or you can get it on your Illinois uh, residence, your principal place of residence. Okay, the senior freeze. The senior freeze is the same as the senior exemption, and it's only one income requirement that sets these two apart. The senior freeze, you must the total household income must be 65,000 or less. That means they're counting everybody in the house that has income. And this is the gross income, it's not adjusted. And this year, the senior freeze, Assessor KG is letting the senior freeze roll over automatically because of the pandemic. Ordinarily, it does not roll over because we need to know if your income are still 65,000 or less. Okay, eligibility for the senior freeze is you must be born in 1956 or prior, have a total gross household income no more than 65,000 for the year of 2020 if you are filing for the year of 2021, which is our current year right now. So if you're filing for the year of 2021, we want your income from 2020. So even if you're filing for a COV, certificate of error for 2019, we want your income from 2018. That way it gives everybody time to file their taxes. Okay, and you must either own or have a legal equitable leasehold interest in the property as of January the 1st of 2020 and January the 1st of 2021. You must be liable for the payment of the property taxes, and you must occupy this property as your principal place of residence on January the 1st, 2021. and January the 1st of 2021. Persons with disabilities. This exemption is for persons with disabilities and provides an annual $2,000 reduction in the equalized assessed value of the property. And yes, this exemption will roll over automatically as well due to the 2021 tax year due to the COVID-19. A person with disability exemption eligibility, you must be disabled or become disabled during the 2021 tax year. Either own or have a legal or equitable interest in the property or a leasehold interest of a single family residence, not commercial property. You must be liable for paying the taxes, and you must occupy this property as your principal place of residence as of January the 1st, 2021. Veteran with disability. This exemption is for a person with disabilities and provide an annual $2,000 reduction in the equalized assessed value of the property. And this too will renew automatically because of the pandemic this year. Ordinarily, you have to send in your information every year, but due to the pandemic, it's going to automatically roll over. Eligibility for this exemption is you must be an Illinois resident who has served as a member of the United States Armed Force on active duty or state active duty, a member of the Illinois National Guard or U.S. Reserve Forces, and has been honorably discharged, and have a 30% service-connected disability certified by the United States Department of Veteran Affairs. You must occupy the property as your principal residence in 2021 and have a total EAV of less than $250,000 for the primary residence, including the EAV of property used for commercial property, excluding commercial property. This is for residential property only. Returning veterans exemption. This exemption is for veterans returning from the active duty in armed conflict. They are eligible to receive a $5,000 reduction in the equalized assessed value of their property only for each taxable year in which they return. And no, this exemption will not roll over automatically. If you're a returning veteran, you must apply. And you could apply a number of ways in which I would go through a little later. Okay, the eligibility status for this returning veteran is you must live and occupy property in Illinois as a member of the Armed Forces, National Guard, Reserve Force, and returning from active duty in an armed conflict involving the armed forces of the United States. You must either own or have a legal equitable interest in the property and use it as your principal place of residence on January the 1st of 2021. And you must be liable for paying the taxes as well. The long time homeowners exemption. This exemption is for persons with disabilities and provides an annual $2,000 reduction in the equalized assessed value of the property. And yes, this exemption too will automatically renew this year because of the pandemic. And you must own or occupy the property as of January 1st, 2011 to 2021. And your total household income must not exceed $100,000 for the taxable year of 2020. A property assessment increase that was significant enough to exceed the maximum amount set by the state legislature. Qualifying properties will receive an application form in the mail in early spring of 2022. Now that's commonly how you would know you qualify, because it's three, you have to meet all three qualifications. And most people meet those qualifications. The only one they don't meet is the property assessment increase. But when you are qualified to receive this exemption, we will automatically mail you out a renewal form. Okay, home improvement exemption. This exemption allows a homeowner to add improvements to their property. And for an example, by increasing the building square footage or repairing after structural flood damage without being taxed up to $75,000 of the added value up to 4 years. And yes, if you had this exemption last year, it will automatically renew for this year. And the home improvement eligibilities. The home must meet the following condition: be occupied by the owner as their primary residence of the property, and it must be a class 2. That means it's a residential property. It's not, you don't get home improvement exemption on a commercial property, only on class 2 residential. Now you're looking at our tax porter. This determines if your exemption will automatically renew this year or if you need to apply. You could put your number in here and you could see the history back to, I believe, 2018. And you could also visit our Cook County Property Info.com and then review the exemption history. It will tell you about the exemption received or the missing exemption all the way back to 2017 or 2018. Okay, and applying for exemption. To determine if you are eligible to apply for exemption this year, you could go online at our website, cookcountyassessor.com, and put your number in, and it'll give you all the information you need on that. Okay, so, and even if you're applying online, this is our 2021 exemption form. This one form you could file for a homeowner's exemption on there, or you could file for your senior exemption, you could file for your senior freeze, and you could also file for your disabled veterans exemption. So when you get to the website, you're going to see this little box over here said begin signing. You would need an email address. You put your name in, you put your email address in, and then you go there, and then it would send you a code so you could go in and fill out this application. This is a copy of the second installment tax bill. You know, we get 2 a year. We get one maybe like in February, which has a blue background. And this is the second one, which you get your discounts on. And it's the yellow one. The yellowish one is your second bill. Now, over on the right here corner, you will see 2020 total tax before exemption. And you see here homeowner's exemption, it has 00. This person did not get a homeowner exemption, senior exemption, nothing, senior freeze, nothing. So if you apply for your homeowner's exemption, it should be $1.00 amount right in here. So that's where you can look when you get your bill. If you applied for senior exemption, your income was too much for a freeze, you would have a $1.00 amount right over there. And your senior freeze, say you're a senior and your total household income is less than 65,000, then you will have $1.00 amount there. So when you get your bill, your second installment bill, make sure that you look and see if you gotten your exemption. Now, if you get it, your bill, as soon as we send them out, and maybe the due date is next month, and you have not received an exemption, you can apply, and we will give you an adjusted bill that will reflect that discount that you could pay. Okay, applying for exemption. This is our property guides, and we have them in 6 languages. So you could also uh, read about all the exemptions that I have spoken about. If you look at these little guides, they are very helpful to have. Okay, mail from the assessor's office. For seniors, you might receive this little yellow card, and it's reminding you to renew, to that it would be automatic renewed. Yeah. And if you didn't get one last year, that means you need to file for one, because like I mentioned before, if you didn't get an exemption, you won't have anything to automatically renew. It'll be nothing. So you get these little report cards. It's just this little yellow card. It's just a reminder. And also for senior freeze, person with disability, and veterans with disability, you'll receive this letter reminding you that it would roll over if you had applied, and if you didn't, to apply on our website. And we are here to help, and these are all our contacts. So you could take a picture of this with your phone, or take a picture of the QR codes, and it's some good information to have. And you could always call us, and you can connect with social media. You can make an appointment. We have 3 locations. We have one downtown here, 118 North Clark. We have one in Markham, the Markham Courthouse, 16501 South Cassie, and one in Skokie, 5600 Old Orchard Road, in room 149. And I'd like to thank you all for listening to this workshop, and hope you have learned some things that you didn't know. And if you have any questions, we're here to answer some of your questions. So let me see, can I see some here? And if
Yes.
not, I might.
Great. Can you hear me, Gail?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I will go ahead and display the questions. Let's see. And comments. We have Hector Dominguez. He says you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you, Hector.
And by the way, for those of you who are watching, this is Gail's very first time conducting a virtual seminar. So she's doing a fabulous job. We want to thank her. So here are a few questions. Let's see. From Jennifer Ramirez. How do you know if your exemption is approved? Do you want to take that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Jennifer. You mean if you, I guess Jennifer means if she filed online? If you file online, at the end, you should be able to look back and see processing. So if it's processing, that means we have it, we're working on it, and we'll let you know if it's really if anything they need, they'll let you know. If not, that means that it's in our system, and you should see that on your second bill that you will receive maybe this summer, late summer, early fall.
Yes, and I would just like to add to that, Jennifer, right now it's our peak season, so it's taking our office about 6 to 8 weeks to process all the applications. So once you're approved or denied, you will receive an email letting you know approved or denied with a code, or not a code, but a reason. So then you can reapply if needed. But we thank you for your patience.
Yeah, and Jennifer, also check your spam. Sometimes it might go to spam. You look and you say, I didn't get a reply. Check that spam as well.
Yeah, and for those of you who also applied online and you just need an update, you can also you can just DM us here, message us here, and give us your PIN, and we can follow up with you to check on that application. Okay, so let's see. Next question. Hector is asking a question. How do I apply for a certificate of error? What is a certificate of error?
Well, Hector, a certificate of error is to go back. Now, right now, our current year is 2021. So if you missed 2020 and you missed 2018 or 2019, you can go back and get them. And that's what it's called, a certificate of error. You could apply online, just click that certificate of error button and go back and fill them out. Now, you have to fill each year out separately. So go in and redo them all. And that means we will get you a check mail, if approved, to you. And sometimes it can take up to maybe 60 days or less to get that check.
Yeah. I believe, just to add on to that, it's also taking 6 to 8 weeks for us to process those applications, certificate of error, and then it takes another 3 to 4 weeks to receive the check from the treasurer's office. So it does take a little bit of time. Let's see. I can answer this one. Vicky says, please put a cap on senior citizen taxes. Her taxes have gone up. A lot of it goes to the school district, she is saying. Miss Vicky, so we don't control, we're the assessor's office, so we do assessments on properties. We don't control the tax rate, and that's what you're referring to, the amount of taxes that goes to different services within your municipality. We don't have control over that part. But what we can help with, or do have control over, is making sure that you have your exemptions. So if you are a senior, make sure you should have your homeowner and your senior exemption. And then also, if you make under $65,000 a year, you can apply for the senior freeze exemption. So feel free to drop again your PIN, message it to us, and we can make sure that you have all the exemptions that you are entitled to. All right, and let's see, another question. Let's see. Okay, I dropped this one, just to be clear. Which exemptions automatically renew this year?
Okay, well, we have, I think we have the homeowners, uh, the senior freeze, and the person with disabilities, and I think just four, right?
I
There,
was reading the questions. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Homeowner, senior freeze, persons with disabilities, and veterans with
and
disabilities.
veterans. That's five of them. Yes.
I was reading the questions. I apologize. Okay, let's see. Michelle is asking, my friend has her mom living with her. Can my friend get the senior exemption on her property since her mom is living with her? This is a good question.
Okay. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, that's a great question. Your mom can get it if she has ownership, some ownership in the property, and she lives there. She can file for it, but she needs ownership. She could file for the senior freeze if the total household income is less than 65, and that's counting everybody with income in the house.
Yeah. And we get this question a lot in regards to spouses, partners that are married. If one partner is a senior and the other one is not, but you both are on the deed, you have ownership, like Gail said, then yes, you can qualify for the
Yeah.
senior exemptions. Okay, let's see. Jennifer says, do you have other office locations besides the downtown Chicago location?
Yes, Jennifer. Hi. We have three locations. We have this one downtown, 118 North Clark Street, and we're on the third floor. And also we have one at the Markham Courthouse, 16501 South Kesey in Markham, Illinois. That's the far south suburb. And also up north, like we have the Skokie Courthouse. You could go there too. That's our third office. And that's on Old Orchard Road. Yes.
Okay, and then Jennifer also asked, is information and assistance available in other languages?
Oh, of course, Jennifer. We have six languages that with brochures that would explain our tax process, and explain some of the things that I went over today. And it's a very helpful pamphlet to have. So you could, we have them in 6 languages.
Yeah. Very good. That's about it for our oh, actually, we just got one in. Let's see. From Patty Page says, we moved in September and we got a notice at our new address that exemptions were renewed for our old address, senior and senior freeze. I applied for these at our new address. Will that be an issue?
Well, no, because you're only responsible for the old residence up to the day of closing. So when you apply at your new residence, that's all you're responsible for. So if you had one in place there, that person that purchased from you, they have a right to take advantage of your exemption. But then after that, they should file under their name or the proper drop off.
Yeah. Let's see. That it looks like that's it. Let's see. So again, we ask you to share this presentation so that your friends and family can watch it at a later time. Please visit our website for everything we talked about today, including the online exemption applications. Our website's down below. Let me check just one more time to see if we got any more questions. Oh, comment. Patty says, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, me on this webinar. So have a good evening and enjoy your day.
Bye, everyone.